There are two new reports blasting the IRS yet again. One saying that IRS official Lois Lerner was okay with asking religious groups about the content of their prayers. Another asking if she may have shared confidential tax information with the Federal Election Commission, the FEC. She has not answered lawmakers' questions in that hearing you see there from 2 months ago. Texas Congressman Kevin Brady, member of the House Ways and Means Committee. And sir, good morning to you and welcome back to our program here. You know what Democrats are going to say? They're going to say, what can you prove about this? And apparently there's an allegation that connects the IRS and religious organizations and questions they asked. What's the beef?
The deeper we go in this investigation, I think the more frightening it becomes as abuses of power. What we now know is the IRS was even deeper into your religious speech than we originally thought. This is absolutely chilling from the standpoint that, look, who you pray to and what you pray for is none of the business of this government or anyone in Washington. And so we now know clearly it's deeper than we originally thought. And, you know, now new evidence as well is that the IRS was sharing private taxpayer information with other agencies.
Now, why would the IRS team up with the Federal Election Commission? Why would that happen?
It is the whole targeting scheme, using this government to silence the voices of conservative Americans that they simply don't like their viewpoint. And my worry from day one has been with our local King Street Patriots Tea Party that applied its application, was harassed both by the IRS, targeted by the FBI, the HF, and at one point, Department of Homeland Security. The IRS has said all along it's never shared this information with other agencies. We now have emails that show it is.
And what does that mean? Were they in collusion to find out who was teaming up on the other side politically? What does it mean?
From the emails that we have seen now proven, it's clear that political appointees of the White House use both the IRS and the Federal Elections Committee to harass a conservative organization who just wants to be involved in our democratic process. My guess is we are conducting a very thorough, very deliberate investigation. My guess is we find even more of this.
Oh, wow. Jay Carney just yesterday said that the Republicans have yet to bring the proof and the evidence that there is fire where some suggest there is only smoke or even less than that. What would you say?
Well, Jay Carney wishes these were phony scandals, but for folks back home who actually were damaged by these abuses of power, who want answers, I'll tell you, these abuses of power are frightening. We're going to get to the bottom of it. And my frustration is I think the Senate ought to agree with the House. We're passing a bill this week that says Lois Lerner and others can no longer stay on their salaries while they're being investigated. We ought to hold them accountable.
She's currently being paid. Danny Werfel is testifying today on this matter. I think that hearing starts at the top of the next hour. Will he be asked about it?
Absolutely. And, you know, as you know, we're, 2 months away from Obamacare being ready to go. The White House tells us, the IRS tells us everything's a green light, but families know Obamacare's not ready for them. The exchanges aren't up and running. And what are the likelihood the IRS is going to protect their taxpayer information when sharing it with 7 different agencies? My guess is the data hub is a big target for hackers, and we don't trust this White House to protect that information.
And is that what the purpose of that hearing is, on the implementation of Obamacare? And if that's the case, what are you trying to figure out?
You know, we're trying to figure out exactly where they're at. For a family, you know, October 1, when they go to the exchanges, will it be up and running? Will I see my $2,500 in savings the president promised me? Secondly, when I share my information, will that be protected when you're sharing it with 7 different agencies? And again, my guess is they are not ready. There's going to be real problems. And I think average families who now know Obamacare is not ready for business, is it ready for my family, my kids, my loved ones? And I think the answer is no, it's not.
See you at 10 a.m. when that hearing begins. Thanks, you, sir.
Bill.
Kevin Brady from The Hill with me today. Heather.